Guys on Ice is a delightful musical. It is about two ice fishermen who are visited by a third ice fisherman. It's Lloyd and Marvin. Lloyd is married to Debbie, and Marvin is a single guy who's really kind of sick of working in a factory. So what happens is Marvin gets this call after he submits a photo of his ice fishing shanty from Cubby Cavernan, who has a cable show, and he says, "I want a special guest. I want you, Marvin, to be on my cable show." So Marvin calls up Lloyd and says, "Guess what? I'm going to be on the cable TV." And so he invites Lloyd to come out on the ice with him, and they're waiting for Cubby to show up so that he can interview them to be on this cable TV program. So that's basically the setup and the premise for Guys on Ice. Guys on Ice is a musical. It has delightful songs. They range from the very funny, like a song called "Ode to a Snowmobile Suit," where the guys are dressed up, obviously, in their snowmobile suits, and they're celebrating that garment in all of its, glory. They do a wonderful dance in the middle of it, using the zippers and the Velcro and the pockets, and it lends itself to some, really potentially funny choreography. And then there are also some very sweet songs where the guys are really reflecting on what it means to be an ice fisherman, and also what it means to live in that climate, what it means to celebrate nature. So there's a lovely song where Lloyd is out of the shanty and he's looking out over the ice, and he's just talking about how wonderful it was to come there with his father and his grandfather, and to have that, to have the generations represented in this wonderful pastime for them. So the guys show up, they go to this ice fishing shanty, and they're doing all their usual kind of setup and waiting for this guy to show up. And it unfolds that Lloyd is really having some marriage problems. And it also unfolds that Marvin is really kind of basically unhappy with where he is. He has his eyes set on somebody that he might be interested in over at the Pick and Save. And as they start to talk to one another, you learn how important their friendship is, and how really kind of profound their relationship is. And it all takes place in this shanty on the ice. It's sweet, and it's lovely, and it's incredibly funny.
Marv, did you hear the one about the guy who goes ice fishing and he brings home 2 50-pound cakes of ice? No, that's not the funny part, see? The wife fries them and they both drowned.
They also happen to be extreme Packer fans, so this gives them, a real touchstone for one another, and it obviously lends itself to incredible amounts of humor. He delivers the news that Cubby Cavernan, in fact, is not going to show up, and I won't spoil it as to why he doesn't, but he doesn't. And this sets into motion then a whole set of contemplations by Lloyd and Marvin about how good they really do have it, and how much Lloyd really does love his wife, and how kind of content Marvin really is to be the man he is, and he is going to pursue this woman he's interested in. So it's a gentle story that unfolds in a kind of a quirky setting, a beautiful setting, and a very funny setting. Guys on Ice started in Wisconsin and played in Door County, where AFT is located, but it also then went immediately to the Milwaukee Repertory Theater. And the Milwaukee Repertory Theater took a great interest in the show and was actually able to fund multiple tours of it throughout Wisconsin and even into the Midwest. Very successful tours for Milwaukee Rep. And the show has also broken the state boundaries and has played in California, has played in New York, has played in Texas, and just about everywhere in between over the past 12 years. It's been a highly successful show for Fred and for James and for AFT.
I went to the Pick and Save.
Yeah?
I tell you, a guy with Packer tickets don't have to ask a girl twice.
When With a roof overhead and a truck that'll run till hell freezes up, and a rack for your gun. A bed that is warm when you turn out the lights, and a color TV to watch late at night. But the things that are fine when it comes down to that are a warm pair of boots and a polar fleece hat. To my tinselate gloves I stand and salute, but the best thing of all is a snowmobile suit. A rooty toot toot toot, rooty toot toot, from the top of your hat to the tip of your boot. When it's sturdy below, there is no substitute for the comfort and warmth of a snowmobile suit.